We got a new trailer for the upcoming Marvel movie Fantastic Four, and just going by the trailer from what I've seen, there's stuff about it I like, stuff about it that I would say is cause for concern, considering some of the rumors that we've heard about it. This trailer definitely doesn't do anything to squash those rumors. In fact, I think it kind of lends more credibility to them. I'm not going to do a full watch and react. I'm just going to kind of go through this and pick out some of the parts that I think kind of stand out to me or some of the stuff that I want to talk about. But just judging by the like to dislike ratio on this, it looks like it's a pretty well received trailer, all things considered. But one of the things, just pulling up this article from a couple days ago, that is cause for concern is just some of the actors and what they've said regarding this movie. Now, I'm not going to dive too much into this because I've already done video talking about this, but how Joseph Quinn says that they're changing the character of Johnny Storm in order to reflect modern times. Vanessa Kirby, the actress playing Sue Storm, said that they're kind of doing the same thing with her. And to me, that's not the biggest point of concern, changing the characters, although I don't like that they're going to be doing that sort of thing. I think when it comes to Johnny Storm's characterization, it could be bad depending on how they go about doing it. If they just leave a lot of his womanizing, carefree attitude and stuff like that, if they just don't acknowledge it and just kind of like, just, I don't know, just gloss over it, don't call any attention to it one way or the other, then fine, I suppose. I mean, it kind of lessens his character because just imagine if Tony Stark, if they kind of put that part of him aside in the early Iron Man movies, that his character wouldn't be the same and he wouldn't have had the redemption arc that he had. But whatever. I mean, if they want to get rid of all that stuff, that's fine. Just some people were saying like that means they're going to make him like a feminist and other things like that. Like, I don't know if they're going to go that far with it. If they did that, I think that would be terrible for this sort of thing. But some of the rumors regarding this movie that I was kind of talking about was how it was going to be focused on Sue Storm's character, where she was going to be the leader of the Fantastic Four and basically everyone listens to her sort of thing. And that's not really the way that the dynamic of the team is supposed to work. The other rumors were basically saying it's going to, with her being in charge, it's going to be definitely a girl-centric movie. And you can see that reflected also in having a female Silver Surfer in this one. And I know some people are going to say like, oh, Shalla-Bal was the female Silver Surfer in the comics. It's like, yeah, she was for literally one issue. And it was just a very brief moment, but still they decided to comb through the Marvel Comics archive to find some reason not to have Norrin Rad as a Silver Surfer. They found one issue where there's a woman, so they're like, okay, let's use this instead, because they were just looking for an excuse to have a gender swap Silver Surfer. At least that's definitely what it feels like, the avenue that they're going with it. But it kind of lends more credibility to the whole girl power focus that they're trying to do with this movie. But just going through this, some of the clips that I liked about it, or at least some of the stuff that stood out to me, I like this moment right here where Ben is just lifting up a car to entertain kids and whatnot. It's like, all right, that's kind of a cool little moment. I like the overall aesthetic that they have for this world that they're creating right here. But to me, this is at this part in the trailer, where is it at? Yeah, kind of in this moment is, to me, is when things start kind of going like, I'm not sure. Just if you watch it, I would encourage you to watch it yourself and watch it again. Like, I've seen it multiple times right now. They do seem to put a lot of focus on Sue, and if you didn't watch this with no other context, you would think that she was definitely the focus of it. Now, I'm not saying she shouldn't be the focus or that she shouldn't have her own moments or anything like that, but it definitely feels like this movie is built around her. And just looking at this trailer, everyone else in the team is just kind of a supporting role to Sue. And that's not the way I think you should actually make a Fantastic Four movie. I'm not saying that it should necessarily be Reed as the focus, or even Johnny or Ben, but it should be more of an ensemble piece. But Reed was more of the leader of the Fantastic Four, and it doesn't seem like that's what they're doing in this iteration of it. It does seem to be Sue's Fantastic Four.
Are you the protectors of this world?
So the big thing everyone's...
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah, see, like, that's a moment right there. But you guys, like, are you the protectors of the world? Reed looks like he's scared here, whereas Sue is kind of like having like a take charge. Like, just look at the posture difference between the two of them. It definitely looks like she's the one like in command, especially since she's the one who even answers the question.
Yes, we are.
Your planet.
She says, yes, we are. And Reed just kind of looks at her just like, wait, are you serious? Shouldn't we run away? Or so, maybe it is perfect casting to have Pedro Pascal in this role. But
Your planet is now.
the first time we get to see the Silver Surfer, and Julie Garner's, from what I haven't seen a whole lot with her in it, so I can't really comment on her acting abilities. I've heard a lot of people say that she's pretty good, and okay, I mean, I'll just have to accept that. I'm not even saying that she's going to be a terrible choice in this particular role. I just, like I said, question it, because having a Silver Surfer in the MCU, it feels kind of weird not to have Norman Rad, since he's the most famous Silver Surfer. I mean, it'd be kind of like if they're like, we're going to do a Batman movie, or if imagine if in Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, or when it was Batman versus Superman, instead of having Superman battling against Bruce Wayne, they had like Damian Wayne or something like that, or Dick Grayson, or it's like when he briefly took on the mantle as Batman. It's like, people would be like, why are you doing that? Why did you change it for that? Why don't you just have Bruce Wayne? That's the Batman everyone knows. It's like, it just seems like a weird decision to do this sort of thing. And like I said, it seems like they're doing it with an agenda in mind. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, or even if having an agenda in mind will automatically make something bad. Like I said, it just feels kind of weird to me. But here's the first look of her as Silver Surfer, and I think a lot more people are critical over it, or there are people online are a lot more critical of this than I am. I don't really have much of an issue with it. Could it look better? Sure, but I mean, it's fine, I guess.
Now marked for death.
And this one right here, where she first appears and then leaves, and Johnny chases after her. I'm just going to kind of speed it up a bit. So he chases after her into space, and then she knocks him back to Earth.
It's my fault.
And when I saw this, I was definitely getting the feeling of the Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. When did that come out? Like 2007, 2008, around that time frame. I mean, if you recall the first trailer for that movie, or the first teaser for that movie, it was literally just the sequence where Johnny was chasing the Silver Surfer around, that ends up in, or catches up with the Surfer in space and then gets knocked back to Earth unconscious. I'm just kind of getting that feeling from this. And then it's like, is this going to basically just repeat the plot of that, where they're going after the Silver Surfer and then Galactus shows up at the end? Fortunately for this one, it looks like they're going to do a little bit more with that. And it's going to expand on it more, obviously, but still, I mean, I couldn't help but think, like, is that what they're going for? Are they just repeating that previous movie?
Heard.
Let's see. I'm going to jump forward a little bit more. So this moment right here, this is what's getting me thinking, because clearly this movie is set in an alternate universe. I mean, they've already established that's going to be the case. So I'm just wondering if it's going to be in this situation, Galactus succeeds and that's Earth being destroyed. And then, but the Fantastic Four is able to go to like the universe that the MCU takes place in, and that's kind of where they're going to come into the picture. Or I don't know if this is just another planet. I mean, we don't know. I'm thinking that's probably what they're going to do, though. They're actually going to lose the Earth in this battle here, but I mean, I could be wrong. This is purely speculation on my part.
I'm not giving up.
Sue giving the pep talk. That's a cool shot right there of Galactus. And I do like the aesthetic of everything they do. I think I already mentioned that in this one, but I just want to bring it up again. I just like the style that they're going for when it comes to this. Kind of like that, I don't know, that 60s retro futuristic. I'm just digging it. All right.
Together. We will fight it together.
See, doesn't it really feel like this is a Sue Storm movie, or at least she's the leader of everything, like the early rumors were suggesting?
As a family. Has to be us.
See, I mean, with her getting all the big lines, kind of doing the pep talk and motivation, I mean, that could just be how they're cutting the trailer. But like I said, it feels like this is going to be the Sue Storm movie featuring the other people in the Fantastic Four. And if that's the case, it could it be good? Yes, it definitely could still be a good movie, but it just feels wrong, and it seems like it would probably be better off if they were to make it more of an ensemble movie as opposed to doing something like that. And I think everyone should be maintain their characterization from the comic books and maintain the roles that they had on the team in the comic books as opposed to try to change things up. But that's something that Vanessa Kirby said recently that I think threw up some red flags about how they're trying to update the character for modern audiences. And she says like the original Sue Storm was a doormat, which objectively is not the case, but saying that they need to change it and update it for the modern times. And that's the kind of stuff that you don't want to hear when it comes to this sort of thing. But I don't know, audiences seem to like it so far. And like I said, it looked fine. There was just some red flags with it. We'll have to wait and see when we see more information about it or when the movie comes out. I'm hoping that this actually turns out to be good. I would like this to be a good Fantastic Four movie, but right now I'm just kind of like, I'm worried about it. There's just been stuff coming from Marvel last several years that hasn't been that great. And I'm hoping that they can kind of get out of their slump and produce movies that I'm excited to actually watch again. But I'll just have to believe it when I see it. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Did you see the trailer and what did you think about it? Do you share some of my worries, or do you think I'm just overreacting to this sort of stuff, or I'm completely wrong about it? Let me know in the comment section. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click that like button, share this video out there because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.